All right. Well, at least I've got somebody. Um, it's better than drinking alone, you see. Now, this is another one of our fabulous finds from the Branching Out Bottle Shop. This here is known as Fifth Hammer Mary Bock. It is a quote-unquote virtual Maibach. And I don't know what a Maibach is, but I'm assuming that it's something that you make in May, and that it is a Bock-style beer. But I really have no way of confirming or denying any of that. Nonetheless, hey baby, how you doing? So our friends Carissa and Joel out at Branching Out Bottle Shop pop into the stream every once in a while and say hi, and so I'm hoping that they'll see this one. But if they don't, it's okay. Gonna go ahead and give her a pour. Nope, energetic. Energetic. Almost to the top, but not quite. What's the smell on this one? Malty. I do love a good malt beer. I also love ripe meat off the bone. So I would do just fine in the Hall of Hrundi. But let's go ahead and give this a second to settle down, because that was quite. You knew I was gonna do it. Well, what can you do? What can I say? I don't know what to tell you. Anytime that I put the words malt and beer next to each other, I immediately think of Gimli. But let's top this up. I'm trying to get through the foam. Trying to ease through that for you. I've seen in movies where they just go, "Oh God, no!" That was terrible. Well, you can do it in real life. You can do just that. Don't do that around your electronic equipment. That's a terrible idea. But you can. I didn't think it was gonna act like I was making like I wasn't actually going like or anything, and it just fucking flew right off of there. So don't do that in front of your television or your keyboard. Those are poor choices. But let's go ahead and have a sniff. Malty, and let's have a sip. That's very unique. That's not what I was expecting at all. That is... How do I qualify that? Okay, when you drink a Pilsner, a Dahl's Pilsner, perhaps, brewed in Trondheim, Norway, you will notice that there is a certain higher, sweeter, sourer, bitter. It's an up here flavor. When you drink a brown ale, you will notice that it's a down here flavor. It's the only way that I can possibly explain these things a lot of times is to qualify them in terms of color or in terms of sound, because for some reason or another, much like Remy from Ratatouille, I genuinely feel like certain things, certain flavors have certain notes to them or certain visuals with them. And so I want you to come along on a magical journey of the mind with me here, and I want you to imagine that there's a violin in here, and it's sort of a sad violin. It's a kind of a little bit of a whiny almost quality to it, and I don't mean that in the sense that it's wine-like. I mean, it sounds like somebody's a little bit fussy, you know, and it would be like a higher, lighter note, but sort of a yellowish, sickly, greenish yellow. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what I'm getting out of there. Then there is a complement to that on the opposite side of it, and that's the weird thing, is that I've never had a beer that takes the ale roasted flavors caramels and then roasted nuts. Kind of like those fair nuts you get at the Ren Fair, where you get your cinnamons and your toasty bits in a little packet, and you just can't stop eating them because they're fucking delicious. You get that kind of roasted quality, coupled with this pilsnery wine. It's sweet. It really reminds me of those candied cashews or candied almonds or candied walnuts that you can get, like the praline pecans that you can get at fairs and stuff like that. It has a sort of a sweet yet roasted flavor, coupled with this malty yeasty quality. I think it must be a specific type of yeast, or perhaps it's a certain variety of hops that gives it that fussy note that I'm talking about. And it isn't unpleasant. It's just a very specific characteristic of pilsners and perhaps blonde ales. That is a bass cello in harmony with a violin. And it's playing. It's not festive. It's playing a little bit of a somber tune. But then there's this one happy asshole in the background who's shown up with like a I want to say harmonica, but it's not a harmonica. It's the other thing. It's the accordion. And he's just in the background going, and they're like, "Shut up! We're trying to play sad." And that's like the zing from the yeast. Is this review working for anybody? I don't know how to qualify what's happening in my mouth right now. It's good. I like it. There's just a lot of different flavors. Ooh, and there is so much happening in that glass. It's very it's a lovely color. And as it gets hit by the light, it glows from within. There's a warmth to it. There's a hint of spice to it, but not like clovey, not orange peely, not coriander. It's just there's a zing, there's a zip in there. This is not something that is. It's not like the the Christmas beers that I do, where there's a whole bunch of wacky flavors going on in there. This is comparatively a pretty mellow drink. It's not an oatmeal pie. It's not a banana peanut nonsense. It's a beer, and it's quite a tasty beer. I don't know if you would care for it, Indigo, if I'm honest, because it does have a hint at the very tail end. There's that bitterness that I like, that you don't care for, but it has a very distinctly beery flavor, coupled with the maltiness of it. Malts for days on this one. Yeah, but if it's nice for 90% of the flavor ride, then I would be okay with it. I think actually you would like... I think probably about 90%. If you want to try it, you can try it. Your stomach has been upset the last couple of days, so I don't know what a good idea that would be. But it's your call in the end. Yeah, I just feel like with your gluten intolerance, a Bock would probably not be the right choice for you. That I'm pretty sure that big foamy head that occurs on beers, I think that can be directly correlated to the amount of gluten that's in the brew, because it is a stickier substance that foams well. That's just a theory of mine. I could be wholeheartedly wrong on that. I don't know. But in any case, that's right up my alley. It's definitely a zesty and yet somber contemplative. It's like a pretty song that makes you feel happy and sad at the same time. You know, I'm zesty yet some. Well, it's true. It's true. I have clinical depression, and I make up for it with comedy. So that's about the most appropriate description of me that there really could be, is I'm zesty yet somber. Still very good stuff. And again, that is Fifth Hammer Brewing Company, Mary Bock, which you can pick up a can of at the Branching Out Bottle Shop. Did you notice how I left a nice long pause there? It's because when I edit these things, I always immediately launch right back into the game, and I have to cut myself off in the editing. So I've just left a pause there for my own editing purposes later. It may seem like I was just resting on the point of the branching out, or no. Nope. I was just waiting for a good cut. And now I'm going to get right back to the game.